Good morning, Gina. Here's my video from my Build a Mask Within a Frame. On my machine, I'm trying to get as close to 7 inches by 4 inches for a rectangle. So on this frame, I can go 6.69 inches by 3.95 inches, which is perfect. So we'll set the machine up to stitch. You're going to stitch a rectangle that looks like this, which I've already done in my frame. And this becomes our pattern. We're going to line everything up to these stitches. So once you've done one round, remove the frame. Now let's talk about our supplies real quick. We will need a 9 by 8 inch square piece of material, which is the front of our mask. We will need 2 7 by 8 inch squares, which is going to be our pocket flaps. You will also need 2 7 1/4 inch bands. These can be elastic, rubber bands, whatever, for your ear hoops. You're also going to need some Glad press and seal, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. On the pocket flaps, you want to iron them in half so they equal 3.5 by 8 inches. They'll look like this. Then on the mask, you will want to take your piece of material, fold it in half, iron it. Then you'll want to fold it in half again on the sides, iron the side pieces, and then fold it again, and it's going to equal 2 1/4 inches by 8 inch piece of material ironed. Now lay your material out flat. We are going to do what's called pinch pleats, and it's just grabbing it about 1/4 inch, folding it over and iron. Grab about 1/4 inch, fold it over and iron. Again, about 1/4 inch and iron. When you get this done, it's going to look like this. And to be nice pleats, be sure and iron it all on the front and the back so it lays flat. Now, take your pieces of material to your frame. Your frame will have the outline already stitched in, and you're going to want to have about 1/4 to 1/2 inch space between the frame stitching and your material. So here's the frame stitching. This is my pattern. I've already attached the ear hoops to 3 corners. The 4th corner will need to be done, so I'm going to look under here and see where my corner is, and I'm going to lay that right over it, and we're going to fasten it with Scotch tape. We'll need to have Scotch tape on hand for all of this. Now, we're going to take the pocket covers for the pocket flaps, and you're going to lay the first one in like that. The ironed edge goes to the center. Then the second one, the iron edge, again, will go to the center, and you'll lay on top of each other, and you'll cover your material, like so. Now, here comes the Glad wrap, and this stuff is fantastic. It makes life so much easier. So you're going to cover your material with the Glad wrap, and you're going to seal it all down in place. This is going to hold your pattern in place. Okay, then you're going to take your frame, you'll take it back to your machine, and you're going to stitch that pattern 3 more times, and it's going to be exactly on top of the pattern that's on the stabilizer. Once you've done it 3 times, remove your frame from the machine, and it will look like this. Nice stitching all the way around. Then you're going to cut away the edges of your material, and then you're going to take off your plastic wrap and your stabilizer off of the back of your piece. Once this is done, you're going to turn it inside out using the pocket flap, and it's going to look like this. So there's the front, here's your ear hoops, and here's your pocket flap in the back. This is where you can put a coffee filter for extra filtering of the air, or a couple of tissues if you're in an area that you're not too certain about, but you can add extra filter inside that flap. Now, the ear hoops are stationary, they're sewed in, and let me show you how it looks on. Okay, here is your mask. Now the ear hoops here, if you find that some people find these to be too tight, just stick a shoestring here and tie it in the back, and it'll fit them perfect. If you have 2 frames, you can do double the work during the time that you're building one. The other one can be sewing on the machine. You'll be banging these out right and left. So super simple. Thanks, bye.